close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Let the air enter slowly, filling your lungs as if it were the first time. Now, imagine that every molecule of oxygen you inhale carries with it a story billions of years old. A journey that began in stellar furnaces, crossed the infinite void, and arrived here at this precise moment in which you and I share these words. Let's begin our journey together, you and I, in a place where time did not yet exist. Imagine, for a moment, floating in an ocean of possibilities, where there is no up or down, where darkness is not the absence of light, but the presence of everything yet to come. It's like that moment right before falling asleep, when your body completely relaxes and your consciousness floats between two worlds. About 13.8 billion years ago, something extraordinary happened. It wasn't an explosion in the usual sense of the word. There was no sound because there was no air to carry it. It was more like the first heartbeat of a cosmic heart, the awakening of something that had been sleeping in infinite potential. Imagine a tiny seed, smaller than the smallest particle you can conceive of, containing within it all the galaxies, all the stars, all the planets, all the forms of life that would one day come to exist. Let your mind rest on this idea for a moment. It's like holding a sunflower seed in the palm of your hand and knowing that inside it is an entire field of golden flowers waiting to bloom. The universe began this way, a promise contained in an infinitesimal point. In the first moments after that cosmic awakening, the universe was hotter than anything we can imagine. It was pure energy dancing in forms we didn't yet know, like steam rising from a cup of tea on a cold morning, but multiplied by numbers our minds can't truly grasp. And then something wonderful began to happen. The universe began to expand. It wasn't expansion like inflating a balloon. It was space itself being created, stretched, multiplied. Imagine being inside a soap bubble that grows not because someone is blowing air into it, but because the surface of the bubble itself is multiplying, creating more space between each point. That's how the universe grows. Not expanding into something, but creating space itself as it grows. Let's breathe together now. Inhale slowly, feeling your chest expand. This gentle movement, this creation of space within you, echoes the primordial motion of the cosmos. You carry in your body the same tendency to expand that drives the galaxies. As the young universe expanded and cooled, the first particles began to form. Protons and neutrons dance in a chaotic ballet, colliding and separating in what scientists call the primordial soup. It's like watching morning mist condense into droplets of dew. What was once pure energy began to take form. After about 380,000 years, a blink of an eye in cosmic terms, the universe had cooled enough for light to finally travel freely. Imagine waking up in a completely dark room, and suddenly someone opens the curtains. Light floods everything, revealing shapes and colors that had always been there, waiting to be seen. That was the first cosmic dawn. That first light is still traveling through the universe. We call it the cosmic microwave background, and it's like a photograph of the baby universe. When you turn on an old radio and hear that static between stations, part of that noise is the echo of that first flash of light. You're literally hearing the whisper of the birth of the cosmos. Now, let your imagination float like a feather in the wind. Let's fast forward millions of years, watching as gravity, that invisible and gentle force, began to weave its magic. Like a patient craftsman working with invisible threads, gravity began gathering matter into increasingly dense clouds. Think of how flour clumps together when you sift it onto a surface. Tiny grains stick together, forming little mounds that attract more grains, which form bigger mounds. That's how the first stars were born, gravity pulling hydrogen and helium into ever denser spheres until the pressure and heat in their cores ignited the first nuclear furnaces. When the first star lit up in the universe, it was like lighting the first candle in a dark room. Then another lit, and another, until the cosmos began to shine with billions of points of light. These first stars were giants, burning intensely and living brief, spectacular lives. In their burning hearts, these stars performed cosmic alchemy. Hydrogen fused into helium, helium into carbon, carbon into oxygen, and so on, forging the elements that would one day form worlds and life. Every carbon atom in your body, every drop of water you drink, every grain of iron in your blood, All were forged in the heart of a star that lived and died billions of years ago. Breathe again, deeply. Feel the air entering your lungs. You are breathing stardust. Literally. This isn't poetry, it's physics. You are made of the same atoms that once burned in the hearts of distant suns. Galaxies began to form when these first stars clustered together, drawn by gravity into vast whirlpools of light. Imagine slowly stirring a cup of coffee with milk. See how the cream forms spirals, how it moves in patterns that seem alive. Galaxies were born like that, in majestic spirals, in serene ellipses, in irregular shapes full of possibility. And here we come to one of the most extraordinary discoveries of modern science. These galaxies are not standing still. They are moving away from each other, like raisins in a loaf of bread, rising in the oven. But it's not that they're moving through space. It's that space itself between them is expanding. Edwin Hubble was the first to realize this, back in the 1920s. Observing distant galaxies through his telescope, he noticed something curious. The farther away a galaxy was, the faster it seemed to be moving away from us. It was as if the entire universe were stretching, growing, expanding in all directions at once. Let that idea settle in your mind like gentle rain on a summer afternoon. The universe is growing. At this very moment, as you read these words, the space between galaxies is increasing. It's a movement so smooth, so subtle, that we can't feel it, but it's happening, like the tide that rises imperceptibly, changing the shape of the shore without us noticing the movement. Now let's dive deeper into this cosmic tapestry. Imagine you are lying in a hammock on a lazy afternoon. Feel how the fabric of the hammock sags under your weight, creating a gentle depression. If you place a marble on the edge of the hammock, it would roll toward you, not because you're pulling it, but because you've curved the space around you. Einstein taught us that this is how gravity works. It's not an invisible force pulling things, but a curvature in the very fabric of space-time. The sun curves space around it, and the Earth moves along that curvature, like a marble circling inside a bowl. But space-time is not just a passive stage where things happen. It's dynamic, alive, responding to the presence of matter and energy. And even more extraordinary, it can expand, contract, vibrate like the surface of a cosmic drum. When we observe the universe on a large scale, we see that this expansion isn't slowing down, as we would expect. If you throw a ball upward, Earth's gravity slows it down until it stops and starts to fall. For a long time, scientists believed the universe would behave the same way, that the expansion started by the Big Bang would eventually slow due to the gravity of all the matter in the cosmos. But in 1998, two teams of astronomers made a discovery that shook the foundations of cosmology. The expansion of the universe is not slowing down. It's speeding up. It's as if you threw a ball upward, and instead of slowing, it started rising faster and faster, defying all logic and intuition. Take a deep breath again. Let this revelation settle in your mind like morning dew on the petals of a flower. The universe is not just growing. It's growing faster and faster. Something mysterious, which we call dark energy, is driving this acceleration. Dark energy makes up about 68% of the entire universe, but we don't know what it is. It's like feeling the wind on your face, but being unable to see where it comes from. We know it's there because of its effects, because of how it pushes space to expand. But its nature remains one of science's greatest mysteries. Imagine being in a dark room, feeling a presence you can't see or touch, but you know it's there because you feel its effects. Dark energy is like that, omnipresent but invisible, powerful but intangible, shaping the destiny of the cosmos in ways we're still trying to understand. Let's take a gentle pause here, like stopping during a walk to admire the view. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself standing on top of a mountain on a clear day. You can see as far as the horizon allows, where the sky meets the earth in a soft line. Beyond that horizon, you know there is more world, more mountains, more valleys, but you can't see them from where you are. The universe also has a horizon. It's not a physical barrier, but a limit to what we can observe, determined by the speed of light and the age of the universe. Light travels fast, 300,000 kilometers per second, but the universe is vast and only 13.8 billion years old. That means we can only see objects whose light has had time to reach us since the beginning of the cosmos. It's like looking up at the night sky and seeing the past. When you look at the moon, you see it as it was just over a second ago. The sun, as it was 8 minutes ago. The nearest stars, as they were years ago. And distant galaxies, as they were billions of years ago. You're not just looking at space. You're looking at time. Let your mind rest on that idea like a leaf floating on a calm lake. Every point of light in the night sky is a window into the past. Some of the stars you see might not even exist anymore. Their light is still traveling through the cosmos, bringing news from worlds long gone. The observable horizon of the universe is about 46 billion light years away in every direction. You might ask, how can it be 46 billion if the universe is only 13.8 billion years old? The answer lies in the expansion of space. While the light was traveling toward us, space kept expanding, pulling its source even farther away. It's like sending a letter to a friend on a moving train. By the time the letter arrives, the train has already gone a longer distance. The light from distant galaxies is like those cosmic letters, reaching us after a long journey during which their point of origin kept moving away. But here's something even deeper to contemplate. Every observer in the universe has their own cosmic horizon. If you were in a galaxy billions of light years from here, you would see parts of the universe we'll never be able to see, and you wouldn't see some of the galaxies we can observe. Every point in the cosmos is the center of its own observable universe. Breathe slowly and feel yourself at the center of your own sphere of existence. You are literally the center of your observable universe. Not because you are cosmically special, but because that's how the geometry of space-time works. Each observer is at the center of their own view of the cosmos. Now let's explore one of the most fascinating and revealing phenomena of the cosmos, redshift. Imagine standing on the platform of a train station. A train approaches, whistling. As it comes toward you, the whistle sounds higher pitched. As it passes and moves away, the pitch drops. That's the Doppler effect. And it happens with sound because the sound waves are compressed when the source approaches and stretched as it moves away. Light behaves in a similar way. When a galaxy is moving away from us, its light waves are stretched, shifting toward the red side of the spectrum. It's as if the universe is playing a cosmic symphony, and all the notes are slowly dropping in pitch as the musicians drift away on the expanding stage of the cosmos. Close your eyes and imagine being able to see those light waves as ripples in a cosmic lake. Each galaxy sends out its ripples through space, and as the lake itself expands, those ripples stretch, shifting from blue to green, green to yellow, yellow to red, and eventually beyond what our eyes can see. This redshift isn't just a scientific curiosity. It's the signature of cosmic expansion, written into the light itself. Every photon that reaches us from a distant galaxy carries the story of its journey through expanding space. It's as if each particle of light were a tired messenger, arriving with its robes stretched from the long voyage. Let's breathe together again, deeply. Feel how your body gently expands with each inhale. Just as your chest expands to make room for air, the universe expands to make room for, well, itself. There is no outside into which it expands. It simply creates more space within itself. Astronomers have measured the redshift of millions of galaxies, building three-dimensional maps of the cosmos that reveal its large-scale structure. What they discovered is astonishing. Galaxies are not spread out evenly, but form a cosmic web of filaments and voids, like the foam in a cappuccino seen from very, very close. Imagine for a moment that you're floating in space, able to see this cosmic web stretching out in all directions. Filaments of galaxies intertwine like threads of light, separated by vast voids where there is almost no matter. It is the largest structure we know of, a tapestry woven by gravity over billions of years. And at each intersection of this web, at every node where filaments meet, there are clusters of galaxies, cosmic cities where thousands of galaxies dance together, held by gravity. Our own galaxy, the Milky Way, is part of a small group we call the local group, which itself belongs to the Virgo supercluster. But even these vast structures are drifting apart. The space between superclusters is growing, and it will continue to grow. It's as if the universe were a cake rising in the oven, but a cake that never stops expanding, where the raisins of galaxies keep getting farther and farther from each other. Let your mind float now into the future, like a feather carried by a gentle breeze. What will happen to the universe if it keeps expanding forever? Let's travel together through the eons, watching the cosmos unfold like a flower that never stops opening its petals. In the coming billions of years, our cosmic neighborhood will go through dramatic changes. The Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest neighbor, is heading toward us. In about 4 billion years, it will collide with the Milky Way. But don't imagine a catastrophic crash. It will be more like two clouds interpenetrating, a cosmic dance that will last billions of years. Breathe calmly and picture that dance. The stars are so far apart from each other that it's unlikely any will collide directly. Instead, the two galaxies will intertwine, their spiral shapes dissolving and reforming into a new elliptical galaxy. The night sky on any planet that exists then will be spectacular, full of stars and glowing nebulas. But while our local neighborhood becomes more intimate, the rest of the universe will continue drifting away. As expansion accelerates, distant galaxies will cross our cosmic horizon, disappearing from view forever. It will be like watching ships vanish over the ocean horizon, knowing we will never see them return. In trillions of years, the night sky will look very different. Only galaxies gravitationally bound to our local group will remain visible. The rest of the universe will have receded beyond our observable horizon. Future civilizations, if any exist, will look up a sky far emptier than ours, unaware of the vastness that was once visible. Let that idea settle into your awareness like snow falling softly on a quiet night. The universe we know, with its billions of visible galaxies, is temporary. We are living in a special time, when we can still see most of the cosmic history written in the sky. Stars, too, have life cycles. Our sun, this constant source of light and warmth, is in its middle age. In about 5 billion years, it will begin to expand, becoming a red giant. Mercury and Venus will be swallowed. Earth may survive, but it will be a scorched, lifeless world. But don't let that sadden you. Think of it as the autumn of a cosmic tree. Just as leaves fall to nourish the soil for the next generation, when the sun dies, it will return much of its matter to space, enriched with heavy elements that will forge new stars and new worlds. Over time, the formation of new stars will slow. Hydrogen, the cosmic fuel, will gradually be consumed. The last stars to form will be small red dwarfs, which can shine for trillions of years. When the final star burns out, the universe will enter what cosmologists call the dark era. But even then, the story doesn't end. Black holes will continue to exist, slowly evaporating through Hawking radiation over spans of time that make the current age of the universe seem like the blink of an eye. We're talking about 10 to the power of 100 years, a number so large we don't have adequate words to describe it. Now, let's dive into the heart of the mystery. Close your eyes and imagine the empty space between stars. It seems empty, doesn't it? But quantum physics teaches us that emptiness isn't truly empty. It's a seething sea of possibilities, where virtual particles appear and disappear in fractions of time so brief we can't directly measure them. It's like the surface of a lake on a seemingly calm day. From a distance, it looks perfectly smooth, but get close and you'll see tiny ripples, bubbles rising and popping, a constant activity that's only visible when you truly pay attention. Take a deep breath and feel the air filling the space in your lungs. Even that air, seemingly empty between the molecules, is alive with quantum fluctuations. The universe doesn't know true stillness. There's always a whisper of activity, a dance of creation and annihilation happening on the smallest scales. This vacuum energy may be the key to understanding dark energy. Some physicists believe that the negative pressure of these quantum fluctuations is what's pushing space to expand. It's as if the vacuum itself had an inherent desire to grow, to create more space for its eternal dance. Imagine being able to shrink down to the size of a subatomic particle. The world around you would be unrecognizable. What seems solid and permanent at our scale will be revealed as mostly empty space, with tiny points of matter separated by vast relative distances. And in that apparent emptiness, you would see a constant storm of creation. Pairs of particles and antiparticles would emerge from nothing, dance together for an instant too brief to measure, and then annihilate each other, returning the borrowed energy to the vacuum. It is the breath of the universe at its most fundamental scale. Inhalation and exhalation, creation and destruction, in a rhythm faster than thought. Let your mind rest on that image for a moment. You are sitting perfectly still. But in every cubic centimeter of space around you, trillions of these quantum dances are happening. You are immersed in an ocean of activity your senses cannot detect, but which mathematics and experiments tell us is real. And here's something even deeper to contemplate. If the vacuum is energy, and if space is expanding, then more vacuum is constantly being created. More space means more vacuum energy, which may mean even more expansion. It's a self-feeding cycle, a spiral of growth that may never end. Now, let's contemplate the possible futures of our cosmos. Like standing at a crossroads in a forest, several paths stretch out before us, each leading to a different destination. The future of a universe depends on fundamental properties we are still trying to measure with precision. If dark energy remains constant, we'll face what cosmologists call the big freeze or heat death. The universe will continue expanding forever, growing colder and emptier. It's like a cup of tea forgotten on a table, slowly cooling until it reaches room temperature. Except there is no room temperature for the universe. It will continue cooling toward absolute zero. Breathe gently and imagine that distant future. Galaxies will drift apart until they vanish beyond the cosmic horizon. Stars will burn to their fuel and go dark, one by one. The universe will become a cold and dark place, punctuated only by black holes slowly evaporating. But there are other possibilities. If dark energy is not constant but changes over time, we could face different destinies. If it weakens, the expansion may eventually stop and reverse, leading to a big crunch, the universe collapsing back on itself in a reversal of the Big Bang. Imagine watching a movie in reverse. Galaxies would draw closer instead of drifting apart. The night sky would grow brighter as the light from the entire universe converged. The temperature would rise until all matter and energy were compressed into a point of infinite density. It would be the end of a cosmic cycle, and perhaps the beginning of another. There's also a third, more dramatic possibility. The Big Rip. If dark energy not only remains constant, but increases over time, the expansion becomes so violent that it tears apart the very fabric of space-time. Galaxies will be shredded, followed by solar systems, planets, and eventually even atoms themselves will be ripped apart. Let these possibilities float through your mind like clouds drifting across the sky. We don't know which future awaits us. It's like being at the beginning of a story whose ending has yet to be written. And maybe that's exactly how it should be. The universe preserving its mystery, keeping us curious and in awe. What we do know is that we have time, a lot of time. Billions of years will stretch out before any of these scenarios come to pass. Civilizations will rise and fall. New forms of life may evolve. Perhaps our distant descendants, whether they are human or something entirely different, will find ways to survive and thrive, even in an eternally expanding universe. Let's take a pause here, like stopping during a long journey to rest beneath the shade of a tree. After contemplating scales of time and space, so vast, it's natural to feel small, perhaps even insignificant. But let me share with you a different perspective. Take a deep breath and feel your presence in this moment. You are here, now, conscious and contemplating the cosmos, in all this vast, expanding universe. With its billions of galaxies and countless stars, something extraordinary has emerged. Consciousness. You are the universe becoming aware of itself. Think about that for a moment. The same physical processes that drive cosmic expansion, that forge elements in stars, that weave the gravitational web of galaxies, also create the delicate complexity of your brain. Every thought you have is the universe thinking. Every emotion you feel is the cosmos experiencing itself subjectively. It's like a wave in the ocean that, for a brief moment, rises up and becomes able to see the entire sea. You are that wave. Temporary, yes, but not separate from the ocean. You are the cosmos having a human experience, contemplating its own nature through your eyes, thinking about itself through your mind. The expansion of the universe doesn't diminish our meaning. It amplifies it. We are even more precious for being rare. In all this vast growing space, life as we know it exists on at least one small blue planet, and possibly many others yet undiscovered. But each instant of consciousness is precious, unique, unrepeatable. Imagine holding a grain of sand on the beach. That grain is unique. Its exact composition, its shape, its history of how it came to be there. Now imagine that grain of sand could contemplate the beach, the ocean, the entire planet. It wouldn't be any less wonderful for being small. It would be more wonderful for being able to appreciate the vastness of which it is a part. Let that realization settle in your heart like the warmth of the sun on a cold morning. You are not separate from the universe, observing it from outside. You are the universe observing itself from within. Every moment of all you feel while contemplating the cosmos is the universe marveling at itself. Now, let's explore something even deeper. Close your eyes and imagine invisible threads connecting everything in the universe. They're not physical threads, but connections of causality, shared history, common origin. Every particle in the universe was once gathered in that primordial point 13.8 billion years ago. It's like a cosmic family that's scattered, yet still bound by invisible ties. The hydrogen in a glass of water may have been forged in the first minutes after the Big Bang. The calcium in your bones was created in the heart of a massive star. The gold in any jewelry you wore was born from a violent collision of neutron stars. All these elements traveled through space and time to come together here, now in you. Breathe softly and feel those connections. You are not a stranger in this expanding universe. You are made of the same substance as the stars, shaped by the same forces that sculpt galaxies, animated by the same energy that drives cosmic expansion. You belong here just as much as any star in the sky. The expansion of the universe doesn't break these connections. It stretches them like rubber bands being pulled but not snapped. The light that connects galaxies may redden, may stretch, but it still carries information, still maintains communication across the growing void. In the same way, our connection to the cosmos remains, no matter how vast it becomes. Think of how trees in a forest may appear separate above ground, but below, their roots intertwine, sharing nutrients, communicating through fungal networks. The universe is like that, seemingly fragmented into isolated galaxies, yet fundamentally united by a common origin and the physical laws that govern everything. Let your mind rest in this web of connection, like a leaf floating on a calm lake. You are connected to everything. The sun that warms your face, the moon that pulls the tides, the distant stars whose ancient light touches your eyes. And through these physical connections, you are part of the great cosmic symphony. The very gravity that holds your feet to the ground is the same force that guides galaxies in a cosmic dance. The electromagnetic energy that allows your neurons to fire is the same that makes the stars shine. The nuclear forces that bind atoms together in your body are the same ones that power the sun. You are made of the fundamental forces of the universe, expressed in human form. Now, let's turn our attention back to this present moment. After traveling through billions of years and vast cosmic distances, let's return to the here and now. Take a deep breath and feel yourself present in your body in this unique and unrepeatable instant. The universe may be expanding, the future may be uncertain, but this moment, this exact moment, is yours. It is the only time that truly exists. The past is memory. The future is possibility, but the present is reality. And in this present, you have the extraordinary privilege of being conscious, of experiencing a feeling. Imagine that each moment is like a soap bubble, perfect and complete in itself, floating along the stream of time. The bubble exists for only an instant before it pops, but during that instant, it reflects the entire world on its iridescent surface. Every moment of your life is like that, brief but complete, containing the entire universe within your experience. The expansion of the universe takes place on time scales we can hardly comprehend. Billions of years will pass before significant changes occur. But your life unfolds on a different scale, the human scale, where days and years matter, where moments can change everything, where a smile, a hug, a kind word carry deep meaning. Let that realization settle in your heart like morning dew on a petal. You live on two simultaneous timescales, the cosmic and the human, and both are real. Both are important. The vastness of the cosmos doesn't diminish the importance of your daily life. On the contrary, it makes it even more precious. Think about how we watch the sunset. We know it's the Earth spinning, not the sun moving. We know the sun is just one star among billions. But that knowledge doesn't lessen the beauty of the moment. The golden light spilling across the sky, the colors shifting moment by moment, the sense of peace that comes with dusk, all of it remains real and meaningful. Likewise, knowing about cosmic expansion doesn't need to make us feel lost or insignificant. Instead, it can deepen our appreciation for the present moment. This moment exists because 13.8 billion years of cosmic evolution made it possible. All of the universe's history converges into this instant of your awareness. Now, let's turn our exploration inward. Just as the universe expands outward into space, there's an inner universe constantly expanding within each of us. Close your eyes and turn your attention inward. Feel the soft rhythm of your breath, the steady beating of your heart. Your inner world is as vast as the outer cosmos. Every memory you hold is like a galaxy of experiences. Every dream you have is like the birth of new stars. Every insight or moment of clarity is like the discovery of a new planet. You contain multitudes. As the poet once said, breathe deeply and notice how your consciousness can expand to encompass ever larger ideas. You began thinking about your body, then your room, your home, your city, your planet, your solar system, your galaxy, and finally, the entire universe. This ability to mentally expand mirrors the expansion of the cosmos. As above, so below. But unlike the physical universe, which may have limits to its expansion, your capacity for inner growth is limitless. You can always learn more, feel more deeply, love more widely, understand more fully. Every book you read, every meaningful conversation, every new experience adds new dimensions to your inner universe. Imagine your mind as a garden that can grow endlessly. Every new idea is a seed that can blossom into understanding. Every act of kindness is like water that nourishes that garden. Every moment of reflection is like sunlight that allows growth. And there is no limit to how beautiful and vast this garden can become. Let that possibility settle into your awareness like soft rain nourishing the earth. You are a being in expansion, living in an expanding universe. But while cosmic expansion may eventually lead to separation and isolation, your inner expansion leads to connection and understanding. The more you expand your consciousness, the more connected you feel to everything around you. That's the paradox of awareness. The deeper you go inward, the wider you connect outward, like a tree whose roots must grow deep in order for its branches to reach high. As our journey nears its end, let us contemplate the mystery that remains at the heart of everything. Despite all our knowledge of cosmic expansion, dark energy, and the universe's fate, the most fundamental mysteries remain. Why is there something rather than nothing? Why are the laws of physics the way they are? Why does the universe appear so finely tuned for the existence of complexity and life? These mysteries are not failures of our understanding. They are invitations to deeper wonder, like standing before the ocean at night, hearing the waves but unable to see beyond the darkness, knowing there is vastness beyond your perception. Mystery doesn't shrink with knowledge. It deepens. Breathe softly and allow yourself to feel comfortable with not knowing. In our culture, we often feel that we need to have all the answers, to understand everything completely. But the greatest scientists and philosophers have always known that the more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. The circle of light that is knowledge expands. But so does the circumference of the darkness it reveals. The expansion of the universe is, in itself, a mystery wrapped in discovery. We know it happening. We can measure with exquisite precision. But the fundamental why remains elusive. And perhaps that's how it should be. A fully understood universe would be like a song with no surprises, a story without suspense. Imagine walking through a foggy forest. You can see the path directly in front of you, maybe glimpse the shapes of nearby trees. But beyond that, the world dissolves into mystery. Each step forward reveals new ground, but also new fog beyond. The journey of knowledge is like that, always revealing, always concealing, keeping us moving forward. Let that mystery be a comfort, not a frustration. You are part of something greater than complete understanding, something that keeps its magic even under the lens of science. The universe is not a cold, predictable machine, but a symphony in constant evolution, where new melodies are always emerging. And now, dear fellow traveler, we arrive at the end of our exploration, but like the universe itself, every ending is also a beginning. We return to the silence from which we came, but it is a different silence now, enriched by the journey, deepened by contemplation. Take one last deep breath with me. Feel the air come in and go out, your chest rising and falling. This simple act of breathing connects you to the entire cosmos. The oxygen you breathe was released by plants that captured sunlight, which shines through nuclear fusion, which was made possible by the physics of the early universe, which emerged from the Big Bang, which came from mystery. You ask where we are going in this expanding universe. The answer is both simple and infinitely complex. We are going into the future. Always. We are moving farther apart in physical space, but we can choose to grow closer in understanding and compassion. We are heading toward a cosmic destiny that is yet to be written, one that depends on discoveries yet to be made. But more importantly, we are going together. Every atom in your body, every star in the sky, every galaxy in the void, we all share the same journey. We are fellow travelers on this grand cosmic adventure, riding the wave of space-time's expansion. Each of us a unique note in the universal symphony. The hidden truth and the obvious is this. The universe is not only expanding out there, it is expanding through you, through me, through all of us. We are not merely observers. We are participants. Every choice we make, every act of creativity, every moment of love adds something new to the universe that did not exist before. Let this final realization land in your heart, like a feather touching water, creating ripples that expand in ever-widening circles. You are the universe becoming aware of itself, a wave in the cosmic ocean, learning to contemplate the sea, as fleeting as morning dew, as eternal as the dance of galaxies, going nowhere and everywhere at once, carrying in your heart the mystery and wonder of a cosmos that breathes, expands, and dreams. Through each of us, the silence now is not empty, but full of potential, full of mystery, full of the promise of discoveries yet to come. The universe continues its expansion, and we continue our journey of understanding, always moving, always arriving, always exactly where we need to be. May you carry with you the peace of this contemplation. May you remember, in moments of rush and worry, that you are part of something vast and beautiful. May you find in the expansion of the cosmos not a reason to feel small, but an invitation to expand your own capacity for wonder, for understanding, and for love. The journey continues. The universe expands. And we, conscious stardust, move ever onward, always toward home, always toward mystery, always toward the light.